I cannot tell you how many times I have responded or reacted emotionally to a situation only to feel absolutely horrible and rotten in the next moment. And today was one of those days where I had a conscious thought process about how I wished to respond to something I had anticipated through the revelation that God had given me. But nonetheless, was still quite difficult to absorb and just a really hard pill to swallow. The passage that I reflected on for this particular journaling session that the Lord brought to mind was James 1, verse 19, which says, "Be slow to speak and quick to listen." And I love this particular Bible verse so much just because of the very, very clear call to action. It's multifaceted in that it can apply to how you relate with your brothers and sisters in Christ, but also how you relate with God. Very often we rush into God with our requests and barely make any time to actually hear what He has to say to us, and vice versa. We also can do the same with our brethren, where we rush in to say the things that we want to say because we want to be heard, we want to be understood, we want to feel better about ourselves, and very often might miss out on important details. I chose, after my reflection today, as I got to the end of this period of time, I chose to sit with that uncomfortable feeling where I reinforced the self control that I needed to exercise to not respond, not react, but simply process. And that was what I took away from my journaling session, was that I simply needed to process my emotions. I needed to process the event and actually just let God speak. Wait for God to speak. And that's exactly what I did. And I'm so glad I took the time out to journal because I felt so much better for it.